Okay, today we are going to create the icing for our donuts that we created last week. So you're going to be using liquid tempera, your paper's already dry. What I want you to do is think about the colors that you're going to use. You're going to get all these colors in here. When you add white to a color, it's called a tint. So you're going to have this little piece of paper, it's like a magazine. It's got kind of the shiny coating so the paint shouldn't go through. You're just going to get a little bit on there, and I want you to mix either a tint or a shade, or if you want to mix two of the other colors together. To make a tint, you really don't need that much of the color to make like a pink or a light blue. You're going to mix it on this little piece of paper, and when you create your icing, you're going to make kind of an oval. So you're going to go across the top of the donut and kind of cover up part of that, like a rainbow. Go across the top part. And then you're going to go across this inside part kind of on the bottom part of the donut. So you're basically creating that icing kind of design across the top, and then you're just going to kind of smooth it out as you work with your paint. So you notice I'm kind of keeping my paintbrush kind of straight up and down, and as I need more paint to kind of smooth out these edges, I'm just getting a little bit more at a time. Kind of making this a little bit thicker so it looks like it's got some nice thick icing on it. This is a little bit of a different, it's a little bit of a darker pink than that first one. I used a little bit more red. So once you've got that finished, I want you to do all the icing first on all the donuts. And then once that dries a little bit, you can go back and add designs like polka dots are pretty easy, stripes, and then we'll add the shadows. Okay, so when you want to rinse out your brush, forgot to tell you this, you want to take your brush and just swirl it in the water, and that'll change color obviously. Try not to get too much paint on your brush, that way it's a lot easier to get clean, and then just kind of wipe it on the side there. It'll be a little bit wet. You can dab it off on the side of the paper towel, or on the paper towel on your magazine, but if you just wipe it on the side, it shouldn't get too wet. All right, then you can decide what kind of toppings that you want to do. Maybe you want to have just a little bit of just some blue kind of polka dots. Maybe you want them a little bit bigger. Maybe you want stripes. Maybe you want some white polka dots too. Polka dots are kind of fun and easy, like sprinkles. And then when you're ready for the shadows, I want you to think about the shadows all being on the same side of your donut. So I got blue on my brush, but that's okay. Blue and actually a little bit of black kind of looks nice together. So the shadow is going to be on the same side. You're going to just do a small, kind of a little line on one side of your donut. So if I have this shadow on this side of the donut, you gotta kind of think about where your shadow would be. I wanna do the same shadow on every single donut. So I'll have the same shadow on this one. It'll be on the same side. I'll have the same shadow on all of these, so that it doesn't look like the light's coming from different points. I'm gonna actually put a little bit of blue in there with my black. Just kind of like Wayne Thiebaud did. He had a little bit of blue with his shadows. And sometimes the shadows can come out farther. Remember, I'm keeping my brush in a point. It's not gonna have a lot of paint on it. That way I can control where the paint goes. And then when you're finished with all of your designs, raise your hand and I will come get it, and you will be finished.